it's Taylor again, back with another episode of New at the Zoo. So kind of know how this goes by now. So I have Anastasia here. We're doing a whole behind the scenes kind of thing, right? When I started here, I realized that there was a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that I just didn't know about. So this was a great opportunity for me to get to know the zookeepers and just kind of get to know the animals a little bit better. So Anastasia, tell us what you do here and who we're going to be working with today.
Awesome. I am really lucky to be a zookeeper here at the Topeka Zoo. I take care of a few different animals, our orangutans, our sun bears, and then here at this Camp C mixed exhibit are caddis monkeys as well as our dik-dik and our guinea fowl. We're really lucky to have caddis monkeys here at the zoo. There's actually only a few zoos in the country that have these guys. You want to come on over? You can do it. Hi. Good morning. Yeah. So caddis monkeys are super interesting.
Oh, he wants one too.
It's okay, Frida. You calm down.
Or Frida, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So here, our first fun fact about these guys can be these noises that the monkeys are making.
Yeah, I've never heard them make these noises before.
Yeah, so they're alarm calls. They have a whole bunch of different vocalizations because they are Frida. Oh my goodness. Because they are social, you can't be mad at me just because you haven't gotten a snack. Would you like one? You can have one if you like it.
Oh.
You need to have words with Siku then. That's not my problem.
How do you tell them apart?
So there's all just different unique features about each one of them.
Okay.
How dark their faces are.
Okay, I see that now.
As well as just kind of the state of their fur as well. So, you know, you can see that some of them have a little bit more of a sleek coat versus some of them are a little bit more electric socket kind of looking. But yeah, so because they are a social animal, they have a ton of different vocalizations just to kind of let everybody know what's going on. Hello, Winnie. This is Winnie. You got it. So they are still relatively new to getting food from me out here, and so that makes them a little bit nervous. And so that's what those calls are. They're not, they know I'm not going to hurt them, but they are still nervous about what's going on. So they're just letting everyone know that they're maybe a little on edge.
Okay.
But that isn't as big of a deal as, say, you know, when we put in the dinosaurs, that was very scary. And so we had Harry over here and he would bark at them. When I say bark, I really mean bark. He sounds like a dog when he barks.
Really?
And that's just
Is it really loud?
super loud. Like you could hear it from like halfway across the zoo. And that's just a way of Harry trying to defend his family. You'll also see them sometimes open their mouth and do what we call like a yawn.
Yeah.
And that's them showing off their teeth. That's just another way of them saying, hey, I have big teeth, I'm big and scary.
Look at me.
Right. In reality, Harry is actually just a very gentle soul. The females actually push him around a lot. So he's a sweet boy. Hi, good job, bud.
He takes those so fast.
Yeah. So you can see Harry has that super dark face.
Yeah,
Obviously that helps distinguish him from the girls. But you can also see the babies have usually pretty dark faces. But as they grow up, they lighten, not just because of age, but actually when they get pregnant, the hormones lighten the fur on their face.
Interesting.
So when Frida and Winnie were pregnant with Siku and Peely, one of the ways that we suspected they were pregnant, because we can't do ultrasounds on them, they're a little too timid for that.
Okay.
One of the ways that we were pretty sure that they were pregnant was actually that their faces became like this super snow white color.
Interesting.
Wow. And so it lasts for probably about a year after they have the baby, and then it kind of darkens back up, but it never becomes that super dark color again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, and so Harry, is that the only male that you have in there?
So yeah, so Harry is our only male. You know, he does defend his family, but like I said, he does get picked on by the females sometimes, and that's because of that. We have a female dominated social structure here.
Okay.
So the hierarchy is girls call the shots.
And that's all the time, correct?
That is pretty much all of the time. Hello, welcome. you know, they call the shots. The adult females usually have babies they're concerned about and all
Right.
that. So Harry's more concerned about some of these maybe external threats to the family, whereas the females are you know, keeping the boys in line and making sure they're not messing. Hi, see, Frida's being a very good dominant female. This is Siku, her baby, so she's always very, very cautious about what Siku's up to.
And how old is babies? Or how old are the babies? My gosh.
Siku turned 3 here this spring.
Ooh.
And then Keely, her half-sister up above her, will turn 3 here in November.
Okay.
So they were both born here at the zoo. They were the first Paddis monkeys born at the Topeka Zoo. Very exciting for us.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I love that. And their gestation period is only 5 months,
Only
right?
5 months. So you can imagine, you know, it takes a couple months for those hormones to kick in.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we knew that we were breeding them. We knew that we were going to have babies. But, you know, we only had a pretty short window of warning
Right.
before we knew babies were coming. Because it takes a couple months for that face to go white. And then at that point, it's every day you walk in and you're like, is there going to be a baby? We'll find out.
Just kind of a waiting game, huh? That's
Absolutely,
interesting.
yeah.
That's really interesting. And so they also are the fastest primate.
Yes, if you come down to Camp Cowabunga, you come see the monkeys, they will, I mean, you've heard of like the zoomies, for a
of
dog.
course.
Yeah, they totally have that too. Hi. So, you know, it's a defense mechanism normally, but here where there's fewer things to be concerned about, there's fewer, you know, threats. They mostly just use that to play.
Right.
And they will run the full length of this yard faster than you or I could. Up to 30 miles an hour these guys can get.
Which is so
Which is
crazy
insane.
to me.
I have seen them book it across the yard to catch a dragonfly.
And do they catch it?
Most of the time, no, but I've seen it happen. It's possible. Hi, got a Keely? Oh.
So do they eat insects as well? Like,
Yeah, so
okay.
they do. They are mostly, you know, fruits and vegetables
Okay.
and all that good stuff.
Okay.
But they do eat insects as well. So we supplement their diet with mealworms.
Okay.
It's one of their favorite treats. But in the wild, it's kind of anything that they can find.
Right.
So yes, when a dragonfly or some other insect finds its way into the yard or even inside, they have a good old time trying to catch it.
And so they do have obviously the outside area, but then they also have an inside area that they can kind of go back and forth,
Right.
correct?
So yeah, so it's really important as a zookeeper just in general to be giving the animals as much choice as possible. So we work really hard. You know, there are certain constraints that we work within. You know, we really want them to consistently come in every day. That's a challenge for these guys. They really like to be outside. But we just try to do as much positive reinforcement and encouragement to get them inside twice a day. That just means, you know, every day, I don't necessarily need them inside twice a day every day, but if I get that routine kind of built into their schedule, if somebody's hurt or there's something in the yard, people might have heard that one of our cameras fell down a couple weeks ago, and so at that point I needed the monkeys to come in so we could get the camera, all that good stuff. And so that's why, you know, every day we ask them to come in twice a day, and so when I ask them to come in,
You
they're
ask
like,
them
yes,
to come in.
we ask. They usually cooperate, you know, but it's all part of that training that makes that husbandry routine okay. But yeah, they usually have a choice. They prefer outside, and you know it's hot when they decide to go inside because it'll be 100 degrees out here. No one in their right mind is out here, and they're all out here in this.
Yeah,
tunnel,
I know.
like,
I'm
living their
seeing them
best
out
life.
here all the time.
Hi, you got a little egg.
Perfect. Okay, well, is there anything else we should know about these beautiful Paddis monkeys?
You know, I think it's really, really special that we actually have 3 generations of Paddis monkeys here in the zoo. So Winnie here is 17. She's our oldest, and she is actually grandma to the first baby that was born here, Siku. So Frida is actually her daughter. So they moved here to the zoo together,
Okay.
and then Winnie kind of got to watch Frida become a mom as well. So that's just really. So it's just really special to kind of see those family dynamics. You know, like any family, it's not always peaceful or calm, but it is a really fascinating dynamic, and I just think it's really special that visitors can kind of see that.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, I appreciate you taking the time out today to chat with me. I loved meeting Winnie and Harry and everybody. Now I know names before I didn't know names, so I love that. So remember, if you do want to see the Paddis monkeys here at the Topeka Zoo, they are in Camp Cowabunga. If you see Anastasia, say hello. She's super friendly. And remember also, we are open every day, 9 to 5. And we will see you next time.